Oh, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, depending on where you're watching from, or, if you're watching live and replay. Welcome to episode 35, maybe it's 35, of the Holy Shift Show. I'm Elaine Nieberding, and boy, am I flocked up today. I usually feel cool, calm, and collected as I start my shows, and today, the day just went a little different than I imagined. But joining together in the Holy Shift Show is all about coming together to find support and have fun while we get through these paradigm shifting times. And it was about a year ago, in October, I think it was October 14th of 2014, I launched this venture called the Holy Shift Show here over on Google Plus and YouTube in the Hangout format. And I was joined by these two fine folks, Margherita Crystal Lotus and Dave Moore, and they have joined me again for, I'll call this my anniversary show. And we're going to play and riff on, some of the things we've grown to experience in the last year, some F words that have come our way that have been lots of fun. And to feel into, especially with the new, there's so many video formats where we're kind of collecting our tribes and then, jumping on over and playing in these other playgrounds. We're going to talk about the new, I'll call it, Flockabilities. But right now, I want to say hi to Margherita and tell me, where are you flocking out from, Margherita?
I'm coming from far flocked land on wings in the sky, and I landed right here into your nested flocked nest.
There we go. You see, we are having fun already, and if you don't learn anything from this show today, I hope you'll just get a fun, uplifting, goofy vibe to carry you on through your day. And Margherita, you have been such a fine friend to me, inviting me on, connections on Hangouts and the Connections Forum, where we've done a lot of laughing and a lot of playing. And so I want to thank you so much for being, a fine joy bug friend for me. And now I want to say hi to,
there's a joy bug. I knew it was a joy bug.
It's a joy bug. Okay. So yeah, if we're gonna get buggy together, let's do it joyfully. Okay, and Dave Moore. Hello, bro.
Hi, sis.
My fine friend.
How you doing?
My nemesis, my
Does
my
it
friend.
seem a year? Does it seem a year?
Yeah, you know what? It is so great to see you. Where are you flocking out from?
I'm flocking out from London, and we're having a flocking good time here. It still doesn't seem a year. I know I just said it, but I cannot believe that this year has gone by since you started this show. And I can remember a conversation that you and I had, and you mooted the idea or raised the idea of doing this before it, and suddenly it happened, and you've never looked back. And most people sort of test the water. They dip a toe in the water to test the water, but you didn't. You sort of jumped in and started making waves, and you haven't looked back, or left or right. So it's been great.
And Dave, if I went and clearly counted, you've been on a whole lot of my shows. You've been one of the more frequent flockers.
Yeah.
Hey, frequent flockers. I like that
There's
one.
another one. Write that one down quick. Yeah. Do you get air miles with that? No. It's one of those shows that you go to, you come to, and you leave, happy. I think that's the, a lot of them you come to, you leave knowing something, or you're pondering something, you're thinking about something, and you do all of that with these. But you'd leave happy with these because you come away with a really good feeling?
You know, one of the main feelings that I'm having about this show today is also just to talk about how a community grows and flourishes. And I arrived over on Google Plus, the social platform, the social arena of Google, in fall of 2013. And it was probably sometime in the spring when I was watching other people's Hangouts and was, I don't even remember which one, but I was commenting within a comment stream, and I got acquainted in a Hangout a Hangout comment stream with Andy Lyons. And Andy Lyons of Possibility Partners, who's had lots and lots of Hangout shows over here. My connection with her actually led me to getting invited to join a community called H Rockstars. And Dave, and that's where I met you. And then there was an evolution of that community, and you started your own HPT community, Human Potential Transformation Community. And, it's kind of gone on from there. I met so many fine folks in your community that then, as those relationships flourished, there were more people that I learned about and wanted to weave on into our programs. So that was a great start. And Andy actually had a show on Tuesday that I think was overlapping with mine, or maybe an hour before, so I never got her on my show, but I'm still hoping. Hoping.
She's a great connector of people, and this is what it's all about, is connections, and connections lead to another connection and another connection. Before you know it, you've got a critical mass of people, and it's a fantastic platform.
And so today, I want to start out and weave a little bit of fun into this program. I made a trailer for this one, and I found myself thinking about Natalie Cole's song, Unforgettable. Only I changed the words to "We're so flockable, oh yes we are, we're so flockable, from near and far." And then this morning, I thought some other ones. Remember Dionne Warwick? Interestingly, when I was in 7th grade, my English teacher was actually in a group that sang backup for Dionne Warwick. Kind of interesting. But anyway, when I was in 7th or 8th grade, Dionne Warwick's "Walk On By" was a top 40 hit. Do you remember this one? Walk on by. But this morning I was thinking, flock on by. Flock on by, make believe that you can find your friends and get relief. Oh, then you can fly. Flock on by, don't stop, just flock on by. So I hope we have lots of folks showing on up today, flocking on by, and we
get a flock in here.
We all, let's see, over the 35 shows that I did, I think I had about more than 50 guests, and when I was creating the banner for the Google Plus event page for this, I know some people might have thought it was overkill, but I had a lot of headshots collected, and as I put them up, creating the banner, I really was thinking and appreciating, each one of the ones that contributed. And, there were many from the Hangout Marketing Challenge that got me started doing Hangouts. Folks like Dawn Nocera, Lynn Sanders, Robin Holland, Kellen Flukager, and even Rain Dowell participated in that a little bit. Another person that immediately comes to mind that I want to recognize is Sheila Hensley. Now, Sheila Hensley, I met her through either the user-to-user community here on Google+, or through the Hangout Mastery group of Ronnie Bincer. But in the week right before I was launching this show, I wanted to learn how to use Comment Tracker. And I had seen Hangout hosts like Mia Voss just ably, all by herself, without a co-moderator, handle Comment Tracker. Well, somehow she came to my rescue, and on 2 different afternoons, I think this was just a few days before the show, she spent about 2 hours with me and teaching me how to use Comment Tracker. And she was the perfect teacher, you know, just laying down the rules and snapping her whip and telling me what to do and not letting me get, you know, my monkey mind distract me. And so I want to acknowledge all the wonderful work that Sheila has done to encourage people along the way. So thank you, Sheila. And now, let's see. I'm noticing we have some people showing up on the comment stream, and right here at the top of my comments are Marcus Dieterly, and he is saying, Beatles maybe? Can't buy me flock, everybody tells me so. Okay. Beatles maybe. Let's see. Marcus, you were one of my early flockers to the show, and so I am thrilled to see you here today. And I think I actually did even include you in the little Hangout messaging, and if you want to jump on into on the show and say hi or something, feel welcome to do that. Let's see. Marcus also said, I haven't been very active on Google Plus lately, focused on some projects. Well, that is, you know, that's what happens. And Richard, talk to me, guys, here. He's saying, party on down at the Holy Shift Show. Congratulations, Flock, yes. And Richard has joined me over on Blab. And I actually want to go back and I want to read, Dave, what you wrote. Let's see. Let me unpin my Richard Talk to Me guy. I want to find this wonderful thing that you wrote. A Flockstar felicitation for your fecundity. Fecundity? Ha! An occasional fun fadoodle, never fatuous. Dave, you'll have to tell me what fatuous means, but always feverish and voracious. So come formate with us on this show. That will be fructuous and no fiddle-dee-dee, a phantasmagorically fun time for all. Thank you, Dave. Dave, what does fatuous mean?
Oh, absolutely no idea. I just heard a thesaurus there and I had a look.
It was just a flow of words.
It was. It's all good stuff.
It's all good stuff.
I defy anybody to find anything derogatory there, but it's all good stuff.
Okay, so right now I would like to bring back the topic that was the favorite part of my first show, the first show, which was called F Words last year. And that was when we did begin the conversation talking about expletives. You know, we weren't really saying expletives, but we were talking about expletives. And Margherita, you came up with this great word. You said, or you and Dave were both saying, look, there are always times when there are going to be things coming up where the shift is hitting the fan. Things are completely beyond your sense of personal control, and you scream out an exclamation. And so you said, it doesn't have to be strong language to be, it doesn't have to be bad language to be strong language. And then you said, everyone should come up with their own list of flexpletives that they can say. So, Margherita, had that ever occurred to you before that show, or did that just kind of fly on out of your mouth?
Well, you know, we are a monkey barrel of monkeys here, right? And I was there in the barrel of a monkey flock in a barrel. So, monkey flock in a barrel. So, and if you're in that space, you also tune into these, you know, morphic fields, and it just appears instantly.
It appears instantly, and then you draw pictures. Here is Marcus Dieterle.
Hey.
Marcus, you know what? You just warmed the cockles of my heart. You warmed the flockles of my heart. Because you really have been a regular listener, and if I went back and tallied who attended more shows more than anybody else, it probably would have been you. So I am giving you my unofficial FlockerRoom Award and Flockerina Award for superb attendance to the Holy Shift Show. So unmute and, you know, just say something about finding your way to us and having fun.
Well, hello, everybody. Yeah, I think it's a great opportunity, and I think I sort of stumbled into your show by, more or less by accident, I guess, through some other things that I read and some activity that just sort of unfolded on Google+. So yeah, I guess I was lucky somehow.
Yeah, and we were very lucky. And I'm just curious. Did finding your way to our show help you develop other relationships and even other followers or people that you circled on Google+?
Yeah, I think so. I just I think I don't can't really. Well, I don't have a list, of course, but
okay.
I think. Well, I quite think so. Yeah.
Well, and I'm not meaning to put you on the spot here because being on screen is a little different than coming into the green room, and the kind of the after party. And of course, we call it the FlockerRoom. We call it the FlockerRoom, but it meant a lot for everyone who was kind of bold enough to kind of try on Hangouts, have their webcam turned on, and give us a little bit of fresh feedback in a safer environment. Now places like Blab give a lot of people, because it's easy to access, a new arena to come on in. But you have to be willing to, be publicly available. So, Marcus, I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a regular watcher, engager, interaction, and just part of this experiment that Hangouts on Air has been, and it's evolving. But I think that what I want to now open the discussion on up into is this whole thing about like flockabilities. Once you have kind of a tribe of people or friends that like to follow each other's work, support each other's work, when there are new arenas like Blab or Crowdcast, that you kind of invite them along. And Margherita, I think I'm going to start with you on this because you have played with some of these other video forums, haven't you?
Oh yeah. I've tried them all. I think even been on Periscope.
Even on Periscope, and you know what? I guess it was about 50 days ago that I was over I was at my parents' house for an overnight stay, and they were in bed, and I had maybe been watching a few blabs for a couple days, and then I thought I should try one out as a broadcast. And so then I went over to my little Hangout chat feature, and I wanted to see which of my good friends over on Google Plus were like still up and awake. And lo and behold, you were. And I said, I'm gonna do this thing over on Blab. And you said, what's Blab? I said, well, come on over and find out. And I gave her a link, and then it started there. So have you done a little bit over on Blab since then?
Yeah, I mean, it's like fun. Being a pioneer, right? You're stepping in. Okay, there is early adopter. You know, there is like this curve that's happening, right? There's like this curve, and here is the early adopters, right? Here is the mainstream, and then later on the latecomers. So I think that we can call ourselves here, especially also on Google Plus, because we were in here early. I mean, I was being on Google Plus for 2 years doing shows, right? And so now some of the other people is kind of come in. I don't know if you see that. But so early adopters, this is early adopters, early flockers. And so I can tell you a little story in my world. You know, I mean, I have crystals, right? And I found some very unique specimens, and I thought, wow, that's going to sell a lot, right? So I had them on the show, and people just looked at them, and they couldn't understand it, and they were like, okay. And so I was struggling with getting rid of them because I thought that those kind of things wasn't going, right? Well, now when I almost have none left, there was a huge question about, can we have one of those? Can we have one of those? Because it's like the wave has built, and I was there in the beginning to trying to share that, whatever, and then it took like some years, and then the whole wave come up like that. I had no idea about that. And so you, Elaine, are the Flocker early adopter. So if you're not really in that space of, oh, why is it no more people doing this? Wait for the wave, build it, and then it's going to come by itself, like a tornado or a tsunami.
Yeah, everything has its own flow and movement, and you know, we saw this groundswell of Hangouts on Air shows. Well, now it's shifting, and there's been a lot of Google, you know, shifting within Google and Google Plus. In fact, we've had a couple shows talking about that, as well as these different video platforms. But yeah, shift happens, flow happens, stuff does move around. And I'm going to take a minute now to acknowledge one of my newer additions, panelists who have come on the Holy Shift Show. Now somebody who's feeling like he's a good friend. I love this guy, Scott Scowcroft. Welcome, Scott.
Well, hi, and I just wanted to pop in to congratulate you on your 1-year anniversary. So congratulations.
So thank you, and you know what it's like to have a series where you're producing something nearly every week, and you learn as you go along. So you know, if you, Scott, were reflecting on the evolution of the Jess and Scott and You show, you know, like what are some of the things that you kind of learned along the way?
Oh my gosh! Well, you know, first I'd like to acknowledge the others who are in the film strip. It's an honor. Dave, I don't know if you and I have ever been in the film strip together, but I've seen you several times. And Margherita, hi, and Marcus.
Hi.
So this is a real privilege for me.
And for me.
I was reflecting on what Margherita was saying, and all along we thought that there'd be a gold rush. We're on Hangouts, we're on Hangouts on Air. Just as soon as our neighbors found out about it, they too would rush to this exciting new platform, and it never seemed to happen. So one of the things that I'm thinking has happened is that the gold rush is going on right now. There's Meeker, there's Periscope, there's now Blab, and there are actually 2 or 3 additional new video streaming services that are out there, and people are really flocking to it. So the gold rush is happening right now. It's just that people aren't rushing to the Google Hangout hills. There's gold in the Nor hills, but it's, you know, over there and a little bit more broad-based. So that's how I'm understanding this.
And hold on a second. There we go. It becomes a little trickier as a host, you know, maneuvering all the communications to your groups. As you grow the arenas where you want to gain audiences from and interaction, then, you know, the communications get, you know, trickier. You know, if you're developing audiences on Twitter, then you gotta, like, learn how to do Twitter and learn to manage Twitter circles and Twitter lists. And, you know, if you're going to use 22 Social and broadcast your Hangouts on 22 Social, well then, you know, if people are actually going to find you there, you have to be regularly engaging in that platform as well. And so it's a lot to juggle. Plus, if you are doing different video formats like Blab, or you're using a different wrapper like Crowdcast, as a host, you just technologically have to develop the skill and the comfort to, like, know where to look to get what data, and to try to stay cool, calm, and collected as you play in it. It's fun. It's fun though. So, go ahead, Scott.
Well, I was just going to 2 things. One is all of us who are in this film strip, and I would even argue every one of your guests for this last year are change agents and leading the way to what is going to be a, you know, it's a 21st century skill that we're all developing, and we're developing it first. And you're leading the way with your show, and Dave, and everyone else. So congratulations, and just wanted to make it a celebratory day.
Yeah. So what I'm I'm having a day where my usual tabs of data, they got all screwed up. So, like, the only thing I have open in Chrome right now is this Hangout. I don't have all my usual tabs. I lost them. I can't find them. So I opened up another browser. You know, I opened up this other browser, Microsoft, whatever it is, you know, that one. And that is where I actually have my Google Plus event page open. And so what I'm going to do now, come on, don't hide on me. Don't hide on me. Hold on. Okay. I'm going to open this screen, and I actually want to mention all the people who have been panelists and guests on this show, because they all bring their unique gifts, talents, energy, and, you know, an authentic presence, and just the willingness to be on camera, real with your message. To have the gumption to do it is a real big deal. There are a collection on the banner for this event. I grouped some of the people together who kind of have affinities for each other or might hang out with each other. So Karen Chin and Roland Takaoka and Terry Britton and Molly Youngblood Geiger. They have all been regulars on Roland Takaoka's Saturday morning Marketing Smarties show, and I've been so privileged to have them each, you know, join me here. Terry with his goofy fun, Karen Chin with her wonderful tips for us just about engaging in communities with each other and helping expand that. That's been wonderful. And Roland, oh, it's been so much fun to watch his show and his audience grow, and people really learn a lot from his unique style and his stories. And then on that same picture, I have William Rock right next to Molly Youngblood Geiger, and they have had dynamic conversations on our show as well as throughout Google Plus on internet security and all things Google and Google Analytics and SEO. And then I have a collection of people: Lynn Sanders, Virginia Parsons, Dawn Nocera, Robin Holland, and Kellen Flukiger. These wonderful folks that I met through the Hangout Marketing Challenge, they have a very dear place in my heart. Next to Kellen, I have Monty St. Victor and Andy Brine and Katrina Fancook, and they joined me for a show this spring when they were launching a program about the hero's journey and how we all, as we're going through life, feeling into our passion, want to make that journey meaningful and fun and deep. And then next to Katrina on that banner picture, I have Marilyn Shannon. And both Katrina and, Katrina and Margherita and Dave here have all been part of Marilyn Shannon's wonderful show that's all about listening, really listening and weaving through our intuitive awarenesses into our daily reactions, responses, and the way we experience relationships in our life. And then also right next to there, I have Heidi Hornline and Mark Davenport, who have enriched us so much with their new program forum, and remind me, Margherita, of their show name. It's got wisdom in it. The Wisdom
Factory and Paradiso Integrale, yeah.
Right. And then I also have Nicole Levac there, who I did also meet through Dave, through your community. And then I have Jeremy Murphy, who also has joined us through the Skywire show, and also Kalyani Roldan. And Jeremy and I are now having fun on Blab together. He's joined me for an ongoing series that I'm doing all about decluttering, especially physical decluttering, which of course has everything to do with mental and emotional decluttering too. And then Phil Boyer and his wife Kate, they joined our show in December when we were talking about bringing our heart and our feelings to paper in the time of the year when we're sending out holiday messages. And so I'm really grateful that I've gotten to know them a little bit better. Let's see. I now want to acknowledge Ron Schneeberger and Rain Dowell, because they have been great helps to me in providing help with Comment Tracker and moderating. And Ron was a big help to me over when we were exploring Crowdcast and some of my first days on Blab too. And it's been so much fun seeing Ron evolve in his skill and his just bringing his unique stories and inspirations. And now we can see him very often over on Blab because he's a part of the Circadians community. Then we have, we have Melanie Hall, and Melanie has joined me on a few programs. I love her dearly. Maybe she'll pop in today. Candy Javier Sakai from Japan really helped me to experience and treasure, our global audiences. And with her joining us from all hours of the day and night from Japan, what a treasure she has been for us. Chef Dennis Litley, who was an amazing model for us over here on Google+. Just drawing in, hundreds of thousands of followers and lots of watchers to his Good Day Google Plus show and his cooking shows. He's become a friend, and I was so thrilled that he and Stan Bush and Nazim were part of the team that joined me to laugh on St. Patrick's Day. And I'm going to pause before going through some of the other guests that were here and get back to my little Hangout screen. Let's see. Here we go. I thought we had somebody else that came on in. So Margherita or Dave, do you remember either some of those other shows or other people that I've mentioned that you've gotten better to know and appreciate?
Yeah, I mean, what I'll say first is that Jeremy is in the stream commenting, Jeremy Murphy, and he wanted to join, but he didn't know, couldn't find how to, so I've sent him the link in the stream.
Oh, beautiful.
Hopefully, if he clicks on that, he'll get in. Oh, he's joined. There he is.
There he is.
Yeah.
Hi,
Jeremy.
Hello.
Hey, Jeremy. Hey, you're inside today. The dog ain't barking.
No, the dog is napping on the couch, so she'll be barking later, though, I'm sure.
Yeah. So, Jeremy, just tell us a little bit about your, your evolution into getting comfortable on screen, and in this year when you were experienced a shift in your work arena, and exploring new dimensions of your life, how connecting with people, my show and through Skywire, how that's helped with your transformation.
Sure. I would say it was a difficult transition in some ways, to go from a courtroom lawyer to. Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay.
Yeah,
right.
thank you.
I'm just making sure. You get used to, in the courtroom you're having to, deal with people and be persuasive and all that. But it's another thing to be on screen and, the group dynamics and all that. But I think, I think the most powerful thing I've gotten from your shows, Elaine, is learning to laugh, learning to be less serious. That's helped with, being a happier person. And the Skywire shows have really helped with, emotional intelligence, just deepening, this huge deepening of wisdom, and has just given me powerful inspiration to do lots of writing. Your shows have also, in fact, it's hard to tell where the inspiration is for some of the creative things that are going on. So, but I think the collaboration that we've had on Skywire and on your shows, it's helped me realize that what I really want to do is to be a coach, to help people improve their lives, to also be a running coach, nutrition consultant, and to write books. And so that's what I'm doing. I wrote a chapter of a transformational book. I'm kind of on chapter 2 now, and I entered it in a book writing contest. I find out at the end of the month if the winners get offered a publishing contract. But I'm competing with 200 other authors, and it's very heavy competition. So, but I want to thank you and all of you really have given so much insight with these Hangouts and the interactions we've had, and I'm really very grateful. It was a very difficult point in my life to go from losing your job to figuring out what the heck you want to do with your life, and so I really appreciate all the help that you've given me on that.
And you've been brave enough to just venture into new territory. I mean, sure. I've just been thrilled to see you over on Blab, just trying stuff out. Doing shows, talking about running. I got to join you on your show where you were doing haiku.
Right.
Now I don't know how many people flocked on by to that, but part of it is doing stuff and see what sticks. Sure. There is often criticism of Google I mean, Google is so massive, and even what they're bringing up, their different products and things that they try out within, Google Plus and the things we've kind of gotten experience with. Mm-hmm. Sometimes they put stuff out, and they may provide guidance about it, but it's not necessarily easy to find, and they may not really market new stuff. It's like what you find, and then they see kind of what sticks.
Right.
And so, in a way, they're kind of encouraging us as we go to some of these other playgrounds and platforms to just play with stuff. See where we are having fun. See what things we seem to be getting a sense of, feedback because people are showing up, or even over on Blab now. Like if people are having a good time and they're enjoying it, they will tweet the programs out. And and if you have a program and you're liking it, you're watching a replay over on Blab, you can also tweet that on out. And Dave, what you got to say?
Yeah, I've got an emergency client tonight who I've got to see in about 10 minutes. But I'll be back for your, maybe however long your after hours FlockerRoom Blab will be.
Okay.
I may be there.
Okay.
But yeah, I want to say I find this to be, I saw Jeremy on Blab the other day, and we seem to shift, from like around social media on different platforms, and you can resist it for a little while. You think, no, I'm going to stick with this and see how that goes. And then you start looking at it, and I saw Cynthia Bazin's show, I saw Cherie Valentine's show, I saw Jeremy on there the other day, and then eventually you cannot resist any longer. You have to do what I said that you did, which is not dip your toe in the water to test it, is jump in and make waves. And that's, what you have to do. Whether or not I do my own, I don't know. But I love the idea of seeing the same people on different platforms in different formats, which seems to make a different feel, a different conversation, a different vibe to it. It's not the same on all platforms unless you're going to broadcast it on all platforms. When you do something on a different platform, it appears to feel different, and that's the good thing about it. The group of people that you have that we mix with is like what we call a seven flockability. It's like you've got this, you seem to gravitate there, and you see someone you follow, and that's a fantastic tool with this. And Jeremy, when you were saying about losing your job, and what did you do now? And now you've got to this point. This is probably the crack in the wall through which you're going to see the world. And this is the sort of like lift-off for your career as a coach. It's like I've said on other, I don't think I've said it here, but I've said it on other Hangouts. When you fire an arrow at a target, you have to pull it back.
Right.
And so feeling that you're pulled back by something feels as if it's, what do I do? Really what's happening is the universe is pulling you back because it's going to fire you at something so great that you couldn't have done it where you were.
Right.
And that's the beauty of us as coaches, educators, teachers, communicators, whatever. Communicators is really what we are. Teachers or educators tend to take something simple and make it difficult, whereas communicators take something difficult and make it simple for everybody to understand. And that's, I think, what the basis of what we do is. But so, anyway, I may see you in the Blab, Elaine.
Okay.
I hope so, but I just came out of the blue today, but I'm going to have to see this guy.
So Dave, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for joining with us today and in so many shows. And I'll see you a little later today Crossing my fingers.
You will. You have no idea what a pleasure it's been for you to have me here.
I heard that. I heard that.
But no, it's been an absolute pleasure, not only today, but the whole year, and from knowing you online. I think you're awesome, and I think you would be somebody who is very special to know in the real world, and I hope one day that we do that. So take care, and I'll see you later.
Okay, thank you.
Nice to see you, everybody.
Thanks.
See you soon.
Bye, Dave.
Bye.
There are moments of this show where I'm feeling like, oh my, it's getting kind of serious here. And so I want to take a pause for my own self-care. Nobody else has to do this, but you can if you want to. This is probably the one demonstration of laughter yoga that I have done more often than any other. So I'm going to teach it here because intentional laughing is a wonderful self-care activity. And Margherita, I know you know this one as well too, but I'm just going to do this so I can say, yes, I actually included a little laughter yoga or a little laughter self-care teaching in this program. Whenever you're stressed, and particularly if you want to be alone and don't feel like you can laugh out loud somewhere, you can be in a quiet place or a bathroom or whatever, and you just want to shift your mood. You can take a deep breath in, smile, and then do silent laughter.
It's hard. It's difficult.
The good thing about it is this one really does engage you expelling air from your diaphragm. And so, yes, we did at least a teeny weeny bit of laughter on the anniversary show. And Margherita,
Yes.
thank you once again for being my fresh flocker.
Fresh flocker novice.
You're helping us fly. And what I want to do now, because I see my clock ticking, and I do want to acknowledge some of these other folks with a screen share. And now, and I'm echoing. I don't know why. I'm going to ask each of my panelists to just mute. Maybe. Let's see if that's better. That is better. Okay. So earlier in the program, I was talking about all these people up here. And acknowledging them, and then all these people like through about here. Let's see, and Stan Bush, he's now carrying on over on Blab with the Circadians, and Nazim Beltran. He joins our activities all the way from Milan, Italy, and he's having fun doing Periscope. I have had Kristen Drysdale join us on a few occasions, and what a fresh, warm-hearted, fun person she is, and what an amazing story she has about really getting into the whole social media and SEO arena. Christine L. Bowen, you're one of the people that has just kept my heart warm and open. And I'm so glad Christine has joined us on a few shows. And let's see. The next couple people are part of my Laughter Yoga Global family that have joined me. Jagat Singh Bish and his wife Radhika have been on a number of programs with us all the way from India. And Ann Timpany joined the program where we were talking about going on the hero's journey. Anna's a good friend of mine. And Linda Torlucas, right over here, helped me on a program to introduce the World Laughter Day Hangouts that I was doing in 2015. So I'm really grateful for my connections with the global laughter yoga community. And Anna Godfrey and Elaine, why am I forgetting Elaine's last name? I should not do that to another Elaine. But I'm so glad they have been able to join me this year. These folks down here in this corner, Dan Trask and Thomas Hanna and Andrea Beltrami, they have joined me for discussions on branding and how a branding agency or a digital agency functions. Thomas Hanna has taught us also about blogging. And here we have Sai Hussain, who Molly Youngblood Geiger joined me on a hangout, and he did one of the we were able to do one of the early introductions to Crowdcast to our G+ and the Hangout host family. Down here are some other lovely, fun and friendly faces that you know from Google+. Susan Finch, who's also a digital agency owner. She joined me on one of my more recent Hangout programs where we were talking about Blab and the new video arenas. And Ray Hiltz has also joined me recently. And if you ever have never seen the Ray Bunch show or the Ray to Go show, please catch it. I think he's beginning to explore some of the Blab arena as well. And here is lovely Sue and Phil Aston, who have done just pioneering work in bringing music, live music performances for us to share with artists all around the globe. And they continue to do them on Google+ because the technical capabilities, quality of the audio and video are superior. And now we're back here to Scott Scowcroft. I was so glad he could join in on the show live today. And then these folks down here, Zara Altair, Ben Fisher, Eli Fennell, and Mark Trapp-Hagen, they're among the folks that with wit and wisdom have helped us to learn a lot more about connecting and being effective on social media, developing our websites, our brand presence, and just communicate better. What an amazing group. I'm so grateful to all of them. I say thank you to all of them. And in the days ahead, I will be feeling into, the Flockabilities for new shows. And let's bring my Hangout screen back. Let's see. There we go. I'm back. I think I'm going to have to do some brainstorming with some of my fellow Hangout and Blab hosts about good ways to kind of poll my audiences who already know me and feel into the kind of things that they might like to be engaging, talking, and playing with a bit. Margherita, let me ask you, do you do any types of analytics and or polling of your audiences?
And usually when I'm on a webinar or giving a seminar, I sometimes do a poll so that you can actually see the feedback and which things they want to learn more about. That's very valuable. But to keep track of numbers, but I learn as I'm going because I'm saying, okay, that's I shouldn't do, and I focus more on this. So it goes sort of naturally intuitive,
Yeah. So I'm just, because we're at 2:56, and I'm going to be jumping on over to the Blab Arena in just a moment. I just want to thank the folks that have come into the panel today to celebrate along with me a year of friend raising and hanging out in the FlockerRoom. and experiencing our awesomeness together, and opening our way to the experience of miraculous connections and synchronicity experiences, and mostly bringing more fun and play into their lives. So Dave Moore, I'm thankful he came by. Jeremy Murphy, thank you for coming on by. Margherita, thank you for coming on by. Marcus Dieterle from Germany, thank you for coming on by. Good for you, Margherita. You know, when you're running, when you have Comment Tracker open, you tend not to open those other applications like Google Effects, but they are great fun. And you know what? If I had to do this day over again and this show over again, I would have opened Hangout Effects early on and worn a hat throughout the whole show. Oh well. Thank you for helping me end this show, Margherita, with a little... Uh-oh. Are you going to go on? Oh, thank you, Marcus. Okay. All right. Well, you know what? I'm going to do that too. What the hey? What the hey? Now I gotta close. I gotta close the Comment Tracker. Nobody else is here, so all I can say is, everybody, please remember that you do have a crown given to you, I believe, at birth. You know, like your unique set of talents, gifts, proclivities that bloom into passions in the world. And, you know, we hope by watching our show, by paying attention to your own intuitive guidance about where to shift your attention on any given day, that you let your own passions come forth to bless the world, and, you know, just have fun doing it. Final word, Jeremy Murphy, before we jump on over to Blab.
I just want to say congratulations and thank you. And I'm trying to clap on the screen like Blab, but there's no place to clap. So I'll clap like this.
Okay. Margherita, final word.
Yes, I'm coming from the ethereal realm of Google. Oh, Hangouts.
And, you know, thank you, Margherita. You know, and maybe there will be a few more that, you know, want to come and learn how to do Hangouts, because they're fun, you know, and you can even do them privately and all that other good stuff. And Marcus, final word from the beach.
Yes. Well, otherwise, just keep it up and keep the good shows coming. And, of course, keep up the fun.
Okay, and so with that, I'm going to sign on out. It's already 3 o'clock. It's time for me to jump on over to the Blab Arena. Thank you, everybody watching live or replay. And
round of applause.
All right. We'll see you around on the Holy Shift Show here on Blab, wherever we happen to show up. Flock on, everybody. Flock, yes. Find the right flock to hang with so your life can fly forward with great possibilities and great flockabilities that happen when you're hanging out with fun folks. Take care, everybody.
Peace.